Live.
That should be us. That should be us going live. I forgot my liveness sound from last time. I got to find Twitch and confirm. Get
That was
together
it.
Twitch.
I
Oh,
see
that
us
looks pretty
there.
live. That looks pretty live. Um,
Live and direct, as they say.
oh yeah. All right. There's our stream manager. Welcome back, everybody.
hired a
Folks,
stream
if you're
manager?
watching us, right now, seeing this is the few minutes before we get together and actually play, where we just kind of talk and hang out and warm up our improvisational, our imaginary, and our real muscles. All of them. Get them out there. Get them warm. Because we're here to pump you up. As always. Cool. So MagFest is going on right now. That's pretty exciting. I'm not there. Sorry.
No, I've been watching pictures from friends that are there and being like, damn, that looks like a lot of fun.
It typically
as someone
is.
who doesn't know what MagFest is, what is that?
Josh, you want to give it a go?
It's a convention, like a gaming convention near the DC area. I think it was in Virginia somewhere, but around DC. But it has a big like music influence. So it's a lot of like bands show up that are playing like video game soundtracks or using video game soundboards to play songs. And then of course you got your big gaming rooms and pickup games for video games, tabletop games, board games. A lot of fun. Highly recommend. But I guess for next year, since it's happening now. Or if you're somehow there, hello. Like, live it up for us.
They're probably playing this on a big screen somewhere.
Oh, certainly, yeah. No two ways about it. Yeah, I went last year and I ran a bunch of games and it was really fun. And then this year we're supposed to be out of town, but then I ended up coming back and blah blah blah. But long story short, not going this year, but we'll be there next year. So excited for that. And then if you're in the DC area, we got BlurredCon happening in the fall, where I will be running games. So
Blurred sounds so fun.
With yours truly, that's a good spot to do it. All right, that's so that's the story there. What else we got going on? I don't know. News? Anybody got news? Anything interesting? Not news, because fuck, I don't need any of that. I mean, like our news.
Real news.
Oh, we got so much snow here in Houston.
Oh yeah, I heard.
We don't ever
Houston
get
got
that.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I took pictures of our house in snow because it's probably never going to happen again.
Yeah, that's the one photo you get.
Yeah, it was like a significant amount. It was like 4+ inches, which is wild. And everything shut down because we don't know what to do when it snows. So
probably don't have
snow plows.
No, we don't. I mean, we don't have the infrastructure. And then our house is really old and we don't live in our like main house. We live in the house behind our house, and all the water goes through from the front of the house through the main house to the back of the house. And there's no electricity in the main house, so we had to turn off all of our water for like 4 days. And so we were living in like the 1890s. So that was fun.
Hey, if you can, that's a plus.
I mean, it was an experience, washing our hands in like buckets and...
Do you have a wood-burning fireplace?
No, we do not.
Oh,
sadly.
That makes it a little tougher.
We have a fireplace in the main house, but not in the little apartment that we're currently living in. So, yeah, but
nice. Yeah, I was on vacation with a bunch of Houstonians, and they're all like, "Oh shit, it's snowing back in Houston. That sucks."
Good thing they vacated at the right time.
Yup. All right. Well, I guess we can hop into this. We can jump on it. We can jump on it, and we can play some Dungeons & Dragons. So, folks, hello, welcome back to this 66th episode of Heroes Die Show. It's a hard number to say, and I'm not taking questions at this time. Welcome back to this episode of Heroes Die Show of the number that was previously mentioned. Good to see you all. I'm Jason. I'm your game master, and today we're joined by our awesome cast who are going to introduce themselves in the order of Josh, Paul, and Mike. Josh, Paul, Mike. Let's go, folks.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I'll be playing Zagran Beltune. And if you're watching this, you seem like the kind of person that probably likes to play games. Maybe you just like to watch, but I have a feeling you're at least eager to try something new at your table. And I recommend you go to patreon.com/heroesdieshow. We have all sorts of games that we've made, whether you're playing 5e or you're looking to branch out to other systems. We've got modules on there. We got monsters. The only way to know for sure is to check it out. So go to patreon.com/heroesdieshow. Bring some of the fun of our table to yours. And I don't remember who goes next, but segue here.
That would be me, I think, if my listening comprehension is not failing me. I'm Paula, and I play Kit. And yeah, I think I'm here to tell you about social media. So there's been a lot of weird stuff going on with social media lately. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah. That didn't impact us at all. We're still everywhere. Like, we're on all the platforms. So come check us out. Come follow us. And all of our handles are the same. @HeroesDieShow. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. And that's still a thing, apparently. And we're on Blue Sky. And we're also on Discord, so yeah, come check us out, like, follow along with what's going on. We post updates on our school and videos. All these videos you can watch online. You can keep up with what's going on. And yeah, how else can you follow along with what we're doing and, like, support us? Mike?
I have an answer for that, actually. There is something that you can do where you go out. My name is Mike. I'm going to be playing Altizer. He's a robot, and he's fun. Yeah. I mean, you go down to Big Cartel, and you purchase yourself some physical stuff, right? It can't just get wiped out in the next solar flare. You still have it. Right? Things like mugs, t-shirts, hats, and whatnot. I think there's a keychain in there. I don't know. There will be if you demand it. That's Big Cartel. Heroes Die stuff. I mean, everyone needs a little bit of stuff. Right? Right? Just a little bit. Plus, when your friends see it, they're going to think you're cool. It's a guarantee.
Nice. Nice. Love that. Okay. And with that, we're going to send you away to our intro video, and then we will be right back with this 66th episode of Heroes Die Show. And we're going to see what's going on. All right. See y'all in a minute. Maybe if I can find the intro video. There we go. There we go. See you in a minute.
Ah, old friend, you're here again. So glad you could stop by. Come, sit a while and let's begin. The tale of heroes die. In distant lands are stories made with villains most despised. A tale of magic, strength, and blade, of camaraderie and lies. It's one I know quite well, you see. Perhaps you'll find out why. The legends and the histories remember. Heroes die.
Yeah, hard agree. Very cool intro video. Also, we talked about being vestigially British in the while you were away, and that was one of my favorite things. So you're welcome, people. Think about that term, your vestigial Britishness, or othernesses. Maybe you're vestigially Jamaican. I don't know. Whatever. You pick, right? Got lots of options. Okay, back in it. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on with you all. So we have Kit, the thief, who's come a long way from her homes on the streets of Zadash, who's made it across the continent over to Iselcross, now down into the Lost City with a brief jaunt into an extra planar pocket dimension thing with a wizard's tower, and then back into the city. We have Zagrin, the holy madman, the noble, the scion of House Beltune, who has gone off first making peace and then on his own private mission, has crossed the breadth of an enemy empire, has gone deep again into the far continent of Iselcross, and has recovered a holy relic of his people, a beacon of the light, the Luxon, and is keeping it safe, or is trying to keep it safe. And then we have Altizer, who is some sort of strange being. We're gonna say being. Looks to be part himself and part the soul of Seleus reawakening, Zagrin's former companion, the former companion of, in fact, our whole group. Seems to be reawakening.
Just Agrin.
You have I don't give a fuck about anybody else. We found back in the city, first off, we found Altizer, who was kind of trapped in a tube, and then we found that the city itself is much more vibrant and alive than it was when you last left. It looks like the people that were trapped in these little time bubbles are reawakening and coming back to life, and the time bubbles are dissipating or dissipated, and now you all have agreed to work with your old friend something whose name I know. Nutavik. Thank you, Josh. Your old friend Nutavik. I also have Peanut as a good code name for anyone whose name I can't remember or don't want to think up. Nutavik / Peanut
Nutella
is
and peanut
apparently.
butter.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm just Nutavik and peanut is. It's almost one of my favorite breakfasts. You put Nutella on one side and peanut butter.
Bam, you're done. You
Go
got
on,
it.
Continue.
So turns out that he is heavily involved, and his keepers of the dream seem to be heavily involved in rounding up the refugees and bringing them to safety, or nominal safety. And they have sent you to go investigate the situation at the Citadel of Hope to figure out what's going on there and kind of clear it out. They said something bad had taken root there, and they wanted you guys to go deal with it. That all sound right to everybody?
Sure does.
Okay. And when we last left off,
And we.
Oh.
No, I was going to say where we
all
left
right. When we last left off, our heroes had been observing in the ruins leading up to the Citadel. You'd observe these four creatures kind of getting into it, where three of these large, frog demon things. Three of these large frog demon things were attacking a fourth. And as you observed this, y'all decided to get involved. You took a stand and you've rushed out to attack these creatures that are attacking the other creature. That sound about right? All right. And with that, we're gonna jump into the action. We're gonna jump right into the action. And get going with some combat. So can I get a new initiative for everybody? And we're gonna do this thing.
Let's
right.
do this like a nudist.
Second time for initiative in a row, I've gotten a natural 20. Zagrin is eager.
All right.
That's crazy.
I got 19.
Josh normally rolls so badly, it's slightly hilarious.
Not this year. 2025
New
is the
year, new
of
me, new dice.
good rolls for John.
Sorry, I clicked it 3 times, but the first one was a 21.
All right. 21 for Altizer. And Kit, what are we at?
19.
19. All right. Let's get this set up. All right. So, Zagrin, you're up first, followed by Altizer. So these creatures are surrounding and like kind of beating, kind of trying to kill. Like it's a mixture between a really bad beating and a murder. Could go either way, right? One of them took a bite out of the other. The red one is on the ground, kind of curled up, trying to shield itself as best it can, as these ones around it are just absolutely kicking its ass. So far, everyone's just using claws and fists and teeth, but one of them has stepped away and has grabbed a big chunk of rock. And with that, Zagrin, you're up. What do we want to do? And let me get some music going. Let's get some music going.
Zagrin quickly surveys the creatures, and I want to go after the one with the rock. So I'm going to run up to him and let's see. I'm going to cast Hex on him for my bonus action. So Zagrin runs up, and as he's approaching, he like puts his hand out and starts uttering some guttural phrases, and some mist starts to surround the guy that's holding the rock. And then can I get within melee range? Like, how far is he?
They're meleeable. You're sprinting out, but we're gonna just say that you can get within melee range.
Okay, so I would like to swing on him. 26.
All right, the one that got the rock.
Yes.
Okay, and so he's got your Hexblade's curse on him.
Not the hex, just the spell hex.
The spell hex. Okay, got it. Yeah, he is 26 hits. So you run up behind him and you crank him with this, with your flail. So tell me what's going on here.
So, just connects, and it's going to be 17 damage.
Okay.
5 of it's radiant if it matters. And then second swing, a 28 will also hit. So just this creature is not seeing it coming, just feels awful, the sense of dread, and it's realized very quickly, and it's going to take another 13 damage as Zagrin hits him twice with Liramnor.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, and wait, we also need to add in the hex damage. So that's going to be another 7 damage.
All right. You lay into this guy, right? He's definitely hurting. He does not, however, look bloodied. Anything else for Zagrin?
He'll look at him menacingly.
Nice. It's like a big, 8-foot tall frog demon thing covered in scales, so not that froggy. Frogs don't have scales, if I remember correctly. Not like an expert, not a biologist, but I'm pretty sure. And they also don't have teeth, and these guys have rows and rows of big sharp teeth like a shark, which he opens up, his mouth opens wide, and saliva blares out as he bellows, holding the big rock now towards Zagrin to give him the old smash. And with that, Altizer, you're up.
Yeah, metal feet on the ground, and then slides past Zagrin with the staff, Selenis' staff, and plows one right into the belly of this thing.
Oof, the belly of the beast.
Yes. Plus 11 to hit. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know why it's keeps. I'm not gonna click it. I'm just gonna roll. 18. 18 hit.
And 18 hits, yeah.
Okay. 9. Paff. In the gut.
Oof. All right.
And
you hit it. You can tell this thing is made of solid stuff, right? Like your thing whacks in. You've got that bit of reverberation in your hands, like you hit a rock with your staff.
Okay. Altizer's gonna like react to that. Crank, and then wait, and then and try it even harder this time. And this time he's gonna burn some charges in the staff. That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And he's gonna burn 3 charges. 3 charges. So that is a 11, 20, 23 on the second one. Baff!
That hits, or 23 damage.
23 damage.
Woof! The thing stumbles back. You crack it this time right around the knee, and you can see it bend in a strange direction as the thing crumbles down and almost loses its rock, but it's not down. It does, however, look bloody.
Yeah. The second he like stumbles a bit, Altizer's head's gonna turn toward it, look at the leg, and then go in, baff, and then start attacking the leg with a flurry of blows. Okay. Focuses in on it. 2 unarmed strikes. 21. And
15 to hit.
yeah, I hit both of them.
Okay.
Okay, D8 plus 4, baby. 8. 12 for the first hit.
Okay.
9 for the second hit.
All right.
Then he's just gonna bolt. He's gonna run right back to where he was standing, basically, back where Kit is.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna go run out of melee.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Like 30 feet away.
Okay. Great. So the one guy that was beaten on his buddy, the one guy that was beaten on the other one. So he's got some wounds on him. Like he's clearly got some claw marks and some other wounds, right? And you can see them start to stitch up before your eyes. And it looks back and it sees you all, but it decides to continue on with what it's doing. And it bites and claws at the one that it was biting and clawing at before. Yeah. And actually, it looks to quickly finish him off. It begins just cutting and clawing and biting, and he grabs him and he pulls him up and he bites out his whole throat and just rips it open. And the other one is
We'll do that.
Kit, you're up.
We tried. Okay. So there's the guy that just bit out the guy's throat, and that's the guy that is in melee with Zagrin?
No. Zagrin, they got the rock guy. So the rock guy, throat biter, and Peanut.
Okay. Gotcha.
Those are our three remaining enemies.
Cool. All right, I will.
Potential friends, you know. Maybe there's a big
potential
misunderstanding.
friends. Can I take a peek in that bag? What color were the heads in the bag? Were they like? Did I remember? Like,
Yeah, they were a mixture of different colors. To be clear, they're
Different
not like
color heads.
one color. Like it's
Gotcha.
like reddish, bluish kind of deal. There was some greenish, that kind of mix. But they also don't look like they're in great condition either. So some of that discoloration could occur just being a head.
Gotcha.
You're comparing the
severed
head
heads.
and holding
Severed
it up.
heads, like looking at it, looking at the guys out there. Okay. I will
Close enough.
bonus action. Am I within range that I can throw my dagger from here?
You can get into range and go through your dagger.
Okay. Okay. Then I will run closer and get into range and throw my dagger at the one that's engaged with Zachrin.
Okay.
And that is a 22 to hit, so that hits. And I pre-rolled my sneak attack damage, and that is 34 points.
34 points of damage. Do you want to describe the way you kill this thing?
Yeah, she just runs up and kind of slides, and once she's in range, and she's throwing the dagger, and it hits the frog demon, Freeman. What are we calling him? I don't know. In the just the they don't have gills. I was gonna say gills. The
Neck
soft
area.
spot, the soft spot between the scales where lizards and frogs have that soft skin.
Yeah,
And,
okay. And to be
sure,
clear,
yeah.
he has a name. It's Rock Guy, and
Rock
I would
Guy.
ask you to honor his memory.
Excuse me, rock guy. Rock guy gets sliced right there in the soft skins and drops his rock. And yeah, do these have knees? Can he drop to his knees?
They do have knees.
Okay, they don't point backwards, do they?
Oh, they definitely do. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't like that. So yeah, that's rock guy. Rock
No, they
guy's
point
taken care
normal.
of.
Sorry, I was wrong. They point normal.
Oh,
Never mind. I don't want to kill them anymore. Let's retcon that. I don't want to attack. Their knees are fine. They can live.
they're friends. They're friends. So yeah, that's rock guy, and then I will. Is the other guy? So the other guy's just dead. He's just dead. The blue guy.
The blue guy
the
that
red
you
guy.
just
Sorry.
sliced in the neck. Yeah.
The red guy. Sorry, the red guy who's being attacked is dead. He's gone.
Well,
It's got no neck.
it's still twitching around, but it doesn't look good.
He
Okay,
can be
so
saved.
The
we're
biggest
gonna-
part of its neck is gone.
We're gonna give up our mission to save this guy, I guess.
There's little dangly bits of, very important looking fleshy things.
Okay. That will. Yeah, that'll be it for Kit. She'll stay out of range, and then Calamity will run up to get in range to shoot off a. What is this called? Firebolt. At the one that just ripped out the throat.
Oh, throat ripper.
Throat ripper. And that is. What does that say? Oh, an 8?
Ooh, that's a miss.
Yikes. Okay.
So she shoots at Throat Ripper, but Throat Ripper is seeing, he's aware of what's going on, or they're aware, and they duck out of the way easily.
Okay, I think Calamity's gonna. Is there like a rock to hide behind or something nearby?
So she could be far enough away that she could take cover behind one of the buildings, for sure.
Okay, yeah, and I'll take cover with her as well.
Nice.
Can I bonus action hide actually? We'll use my extra bonus action.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Okay. So Josh, the one that didn't do the throat ripping, seeing all this coming on, grabs a chunk of brick and flings it at you. flings it at you, and that's a 16 to hit.
Miss. Zagrin holds up his shield and deflects it.
So you deflect it, but the thing has use that time to close with you. It is fast, right? Like it leaps up into the air, lands, leaps again, and has closed the distance with you. As it comes down again, it slices at you with its other claw, or with its other arm, and that's a 22 to hit.
Hit.
You take 15 slashing damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
19.
19. All right. So it doesn't feel like something feels bad as it slices at you, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel catastrophically bad. It seems like you avoid the worst effect, but there was something sickening about its claw attack. And then after it does that, it tries to bite you. So it tries to plant its teeth on your shield hand. But you block it off, and it doesn't manage to get you. And that's
I maintained concentration.
Excellent. And that's them. So top of the round, the creature you were trying to save looks beyond saving. You've taken down one of them, and the battle is now fully joined. So we restart this next round with Zagrin. You've got one of them biting and clawing at you, and another getting ready to do something.
Okay, I will. Yeah, Zagrin, I'm gonna cast Shadow of Moil. So in that shield hand, Zagrin holds it upwards, starts to tilt it, and there's that eyeball that's in that gem, and from it, shadow just starts to pour out, almost like flames coming out and pouring over Zagrin, and he just has this flaming flicker of darkness all around him. And then I'm going to follow it up with a bonus action attack with Battle Mage. Advantage because I'm heavily obscured. 25 hits.
25, yes, 25 hits.
Good. For 17 bludgeoning damage. Or, no, I'm sorry, 12 bludgeoning, 5 radiant. Yeah, that's it.
Just give me the total number.
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Great. So you get it, and that's a good hit, but it's still coming for you. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Altizer or Mike Altizer is up. So Zagrin is under threat. He's been clawed already once, and this thing is coming for him. However, the whole area heavily obscured, or just you?
No, I'm heavily obscured. So you're considered blind when attacking or targeting me, but you're not blind for anything else. It's only if you're trying to do something with me.
That's good. Altizer seemingly comes out of nowhere and clocks this thing in the back with the staff. Yeah, that's a 29 to hit.
And we can even call it flanked if you're going to appear in behind it and start attacking it.
Let's call it that. And I'm going to and let me see. This is, so 14.
14 misses.
Plus 7. No, I got a 29 to hit. That's 14 damage.
Of course.
And I'm going to spend a key point to see if I can stunning strike the guy.
Okay.
So he's going to give me a con save.
22.
DC. Oh, he got it. All right, and I'm going to just repeat that. 21 to hit.
That hits.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
Okay.
And another con save.
Uh, 16.
Oh, yeah, that's a pass. Con save is 16. All right.
These things are sturdy, like really sturdy. This guy probably weighs close to 400 pounds. It's a big boy.
It's a big boy.
Peanut definitely has been lifting weights and not missing meals.
This is Peanut. Okay.
And like Peanut is like, as you're hitting him, like there's chunks of slime are starting to fall off him. They've got this odor. Like, you ever smell seals, like an actual seal at the beach, right? Like they are fucking
my favorite
disgusting.
Yankee Candle.
What?
Smell of seal. My favorite Yankee Candle.
Oof. You know, honestly, I don't like Yankee
Gross.
Candles also, so it fits. But it's just this kind of wet, rotten BO with a nice, healthy mix of slime. Like everywhere on him, like where your staff touches him, there's like a thin layer of slime on this thing almost all the time. And there's a lot of it kind of continuously pouring out of its mouth and a little bit out of the nose and other orifices as you watch. Like, it's not nice.
Okay. That's good to know. He runs away. Back out of melee.
Okay.
Let's say like 40 feet.
Okay. So the remaining big one, the one that hasn't got touched, the guy that just bit out the other one's neck, it's gonna start charging and jumping towards you, Kit. It's gonna start charging and jumping towards you.
I was hidden.
Oh, you're right. Fair enough. All right, Zagrin. They're
Sorry,
all going,
Zagrin.
they're all going after you. So again, it claws at you twice. A 22 and a 19 to hit.
Both would hit, but do they roll with disadvantage?
Yes, actually, both with disadvantage.
Okay, then yes, hit.
All right. So you take a total of 12 and 11 slashing damage.
Alrighty, let me roll some constitution or concentration checks. Ooh, nope. The second one was 2 nat 1s. I get advantage, and both of them were 1s. So the flames, the shadowy flames around Zagrin dissipate as he gets knocked down a little bit and starts to get himself back up.
All right. All right. So they've closed in now. 2 of them on Zagrin. 2 of them out there pounding away at Zagrin. Now his shield or his shadowy obfuscation has disappeared. Kit, you're up.
Okay, since I'm hidden, can I attack with advantage?
Sure.
Okay, that guy. Who's this guy that's attacking Zagrin? This is
So
not Peanut.
there's Throatbiter and Peanut.
This is Throwbiter.
Throatbiter was the guy that just closed with Zagrin and started kicking his ass.
I'm going after Throwbiter. And that is 29 to hit. And
That hits.
that's 29 points of damage.
Yeah, your dagger
It's a sign.
sinks deep into its back. As black blood starts pouring out of this thing.
Okay. And I'm going to bonus action find Chilea.
Oh, she's out there.
Where you at, Chilea?
Yeah.
What's she doing?
She's just looking. She's looking at the scene. So she's over by Calamity, just like dropping little rocks on her as she's hiding.
I'm gonna find her, make eye contact, do this little thing, and then point at Throat Guy. I want to telekinetic shove him to the ground.
All right. So she does her best to trip Throatbiter as he's stepping. So that's a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, 15.
I think it's 14, right?
I'm looking for it. I just had it on my screen. Telekinetic shove. It is DC strength save DC plus 14.
Yeah, so 14.
Okay. Boo.
So Throatbiter is really big and strong, and Chile is not having a ton of luck.
Okay. I'll just tell her to stay with my sign language. And yeah, I think I have another bonus action I can use, so I'm gonna hide again. And then I will, let's see, Calamity. So that's Kit's turn. Calamity wants to pop out, and she's gonna actually. Okay, she's upset that she didn't hit the guy last time, so she's gonna do twinned bolts, and fire 2 fire bolts at Throat Biter.
Okay, those
look
both
like
hit.
They hit. Yes.
Those both hit. You can tell that coating of slime on them is doing its best to extinguish the flames, but Calamity's flames burn so hot that it doesn't matter.
Nice. So she's gonna, just pop up. However, she throws her bolts, and then she's gonna go back behind cover.
Just like
nice.
that.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that she just like summons little balls of fire under her fingertips and it's just wow.
That's cooler than this, for sure.
Have some fire. I think they're both good. Okay. So that's that. The other guy, still fighting Zagrin, is going to try and continue. So he claws at you twice, Zagrin. So slices in. You're able to block both of them, but as you do, he manages to lean over and get a bite onto your shield arm. A solid bite onto your shield arm for 9 piercing damage.
Ouch.
These like teeth sink in deep, and in fact, as he steps away, there's 2 teeth like embedded still in your arm and armor as they've just kind of stuck in there. But this is very much like shark teeth style.
Yeah, Zagrin just looks at the teeth and sees a mixture of slime and his own blood and saliva, and is just he's looking gooey as well.
Great, excellent. So top of the round, the battle's been joined, and now the creatures have, Peanut and Throatbiter have really zeroed in on Zagrin and are kicking some ass here. Zagrin is heavily pressed, and now we go back to the new round with Zagrin, surrounded by 2 of these things, and trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, Zagrin feeling a lot less confident than he did when he charged in, due to the hits he's taken. I'm gonna I'm going to thunder step away. So
Nice.
they'll need to, and I just want to
Yes.
go off in the distance somewhere, maybe towards where the group is, but not like with them behind the building, but towards that direction.
Okay.
But they'll need to make a con save, 18.
They both fail.
Okay, they'll both take 32 thunder damage.
Ka-clow.
It seems less than entirely effective on them. It works, but it's not as effective as you'd hope.
All right, and then with my movement, I want to try to get behind a different building, so not where Kit and Calamity are hiding out, but just hide behind somewhere else.
Okay. All right, Mike. Altizer is up.
Right. The metal feet. And slides in. Baff. Plants one on Peanut. That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
I'm gonna burn an extra charge on the staff. So that's 15 bludgeoning damage.
15 bludgeoning damage. Okay. Peanut, right?
Peanut, yes. Give me a con save as well.
18.
Damn it. And Peanut's getting an extra little smash. That's a nat 20. So it would be
That hits.
31 damage. It's 31 to hit. Going to clock him again, burning another chart on the staff. Ooh. 16.
Did you roll
16
your
damage.
damage dice twice for the crit?
Oh, I didn't. So that's 16 plus. $16 again. Wow. Okay. Double 16.
Okay. It's
And-
looking bad. It's looking. Peanut is looking like he's on his last legs. He's taken a knee. He's taken a knee and he's reached out and he's put his arm on some rubble for support.
I'm going to use a flurry of blows and punch that arm. I'm going to try and break his arm.
Nice.
Okay. That's a nat 20.
That hits.
Punching him in the arm.
You don't really have to roll. You can just tell me what you do. You can just tell me what you do to him.
I just tell you what I do to him.
Yeah. He's done.
Oh, yeah,
How do
he
you want to
reaches-
kill him, Mike?
He reaches out and grabs the thing, and Altizer's like metal elbows just gonna go, and then in the face,
Oof.
and then all the goo, and then duck out back into the shadows.
Okay. Okay. That's them. Our last guy is gonna charge over towards Calamity. He's gonna charge over towards Calamity, and he's gonna get. No, actually, he's not. No, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's gonna charge over towards Calamity. He's gonna charge towards Calamity, and it's clobbering time. Ooh, that is a 27 on a slash, a 19, and a 17. Well, that hits Calamity. Oh, every single one of those. So I need a Constitution save from Calamity, as she takes 22, 35 damage from the combination of claws and bites.
Yikes. Con save is 16.
Calamity is okay. So there's something horrible on those claws, but she somehow is okay.
What was the damage again? Sorry, I didn't
35 total.
straight out my other ear. Okay.
In one ear, at the other. I get it. That's what happens to me when I listen to you all. I'm kidding. No. But I do sometimes lose y'all's damage numbers. Please try and remember your damage between rolls, because I have a lot of stuff to keep track of. It's hard, okay? Math is hard. All right. That's that. And with that, Kit, you are up.
Finish him.
Okay. So where
He's close with Calamity. He
Okay.
ran over, got to her, and he saw how little she was. He dug in his two claws, and he gave her a solid bite on the arm. She is not feeling good right now.
Not my girl Calamity. I am hidden still, so can I attack with
Of course.
okay. Great. So that's another 29 to hit, and I pre-rolled my damage, and that was 25 points of damage.
All
so
right.
she's gonna pop out. She sees that, and she throws the little dagger.
Yep. He's hurt, but he's not down.
How far away?
Short sword.
Yeah, how far away?
Within easy run. He's close.
I will run over there. It's got my girl. What do I have in my hands? I don't have my short sword. I have another dagger. No, I have my short sword. Okay. I'm going to just do a little short sword attack. Oh man, that's a natural one.
It never goes well.
Short sword, yeah, it's not my weapon. So yeah, I guess she's like trips and falls on the way there or something.
Okay, so you stumble and you're unable to stab him, but you get in close and he releases Calamity from his teeth. What's Calamity up to?
Okay, so I attacked and used one bonus action. I'll still use another two. Can I telekinetic shove the guy?
Sure. You can try.
Yeah, well,
They
I
are
would
big
like-
and strong.
like my
really
friend-
strong.
my friend Chilea to give that a try.
So
Push this guy down.
So as he's starting to turn towards you and has let go of Calamity, Talea sneaks in there and just kicks a rock out that his foot was on. So he places his foot on a rock, and as he's placing it down, she kicks it out just in the perfect timing to knock this fucker over, and he falls down to the
Nice.
ground.
I give her like a little thumbs up. And so Calamity, so he's down.
Mhm.
Calamity she'll need to like run out of melee. She's not, is she in melee?
She is, yes. This thing closed with her and started biting her and clawing her.
So she'll need to run or just get a little further away so she can blast this guy.
So because he's
Um,
prone, one way or the other, she has disadvantage if she attacks him from range.
Oh, but does she doesn't even have any non-ranged attacks, does she?
Not really.
Okay, then she'll just take a few steps away and
All right, as she steps away, the thing's going to try and claw at her.
okay.
It misses.
Okay, good. She's so small. Yeah, she's gonna how hurt does this guy look?
Pretty hurt.
Pretty hurt.
Looks real bad.
Okay. She will do another twinned bolts at this guy. Yes.
All right, they both miss, unfortunately.
Oh no. 17 doesn't hit.
She's rolling with disadvantage because he's prone.
Oh, okay. All right. She's gonna run further away. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
She's just hoofing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her like, go, get out of here. I'm fine.
All
And
right.
she'll try to hide somewhere.
Beat the crap out of this guy and just leave him there alone. What happened?
He's on the ground. Let's just go. Let's peace out.
All right, top of the round, Josh. We've got one of these crazed enemies remaining, and they are engaged with Kit now. What is Zagrin gonna do?
Zagrin pops around the corner from where he was kind of hiding behind a building and sees the scene. And again, still not with all of his confidence. He's not going to run in there, but he's going to throw out 3 Eldritch Blast beams towards them, and it'll be disadvantaged due to prone. But let's see what we got.
2 of the 3 hit.
All right, so we got for a total of 19 force damage.
All right, do you want to describe the way this guy ends his life, or has his life
Yeah,
ended?
Zagrin, again, a little, like, kind of peeks his head around and just throws 3 beams and then, like, hides again, waits, doesn't hear any more groaning coming from the ground, and, like, peeks his head over and sees that there's just, like, this smoking, gooey mess where it used to be, and then he's like, we did it! Like, now he's feeling confident again, and is everyone okay?
Paul, there's just this like goo fountain as the thing is pulverized in front of you. I'm gonna use goo fountain
Goo
more
fountain.
often. As the thing is pulverized in front of you. Yeah, and we
Nice.
find ourselves momentarily outside of combat, and we're actually going to use this moment to take a quick break, early mid game break here. We'll be back in 5 to 10, and hopefully we'll see you there in a minute. All right. See you, folks.
Speaking of goo fountain,
Gross. Gross. Thank you for that, Mike.
no problem.
Okay, there's me. There's you all. All right. Let's go ahead and poke at this thing for a quick sec. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. We're experiencing some technical difficulties with our music, so we're gonna figure that out real quick. We're gonna figure that out while we welcome you back to this 66th episode of Heroes Die Show. Appreciate y'all joining us once again. For an episode of this awesome show. All right, we got some tracks going. You got some Whispering Caverns. You always need your Whispering Caverns. Need Lord of Bones, obviously. All right, let's look at our music player. That's looking good. Let's pop you into the right place. And maybe? But if it is, it's like super faint. Y'all hearing it at all?
Oh, I hear it now.
What's with your volume, bud? You're like way... It's getting silly up in this piece. Oh, it doesn't matter, I guess. All right, give me just one more sec.
It's getting silly in here. It's getting silly in here.
Okay, that's good. That'll do, pig. All right, folks. So, welcome back. Our heroes have gone towards the Citadel. They found some creatures. We're going to call them frog demons for now. Fighting each other. They intervened. Nobody survived. No, I didn't just burp on TV. Nobody survived, and gross. And let's just memorialize that there forever. But our heroes are still alive, although a little worse for wear, and we join them in the aftermath of that battle. But before we do, I want to take a second to say some thank yous. First off, thank you, cast and crew, for being here week after week to play this game and be part of this. It's really fun to do, and it's really fun to do because y'all are here and make it really fun. So thanks for that. I want to say thank you to the people out there, you all internet folks watching on YouTube, watching on Twitch, wherever you may be, for coming back and hanging out with us. We love it. Really love seeing you and hearing from you. So thanks. I want to say thank you to the people that create fun stuff for 5e out there in the world. You know, we like to use stuff from all sorts of places as we play our games, and yeah, thanks for being a part of this cool community. There's probably some more thank yous, you know.
Tabletop Audio.
Ooh, Tabletop Audio. Not just for legal reasons, but because I fucking love this shit. TabletopAudio.com. You can get the best music, right? Good after fight. I love the long rest track for after fight. You know, I love a dungeon collapse for during the fight. Lord of Bones, always a good one. You can't sleep on Lord of Bones. You know, but there's more. You know, there's more. What ones will we get today? I don't know, but you'll find out. And yeah, with that, I wanna hop right back into it, and I wanna jump into the show. So, oh wait, I want to tell you when and where to watch it. Watch it on the internet, typically on Twitch, from 8:30 to 11:30 Central Time, most Saturdays. Okay, right here. Anytime after that on YouTube. You know, just when you feel like it, because it's just there 24 hours later. That's how we roll, typically, almost always, 95% of the time. It's there the next day, maybe high 80s. You know what? I'm not here to be judged by you all. Okay, this is a game. We're having fun, and so with that, let's hop back into it. You all are taking a second to breathe after this chaotic and relatively loud fight. In fact, there was that big explosion from Zagrin.
Uh-oh. Us drawing attention to ourselves? Kit's gonna just like wipe off her face from the goo, wipe it, and look over at Zagrin. All right. That was messy. Should we... I don't know. Get out of here?
Yes, I think it would be wise if we get some distance from whatever it is that was happening here. They seem to have some kind of packed mentality, and the last thing we want is another pack of these things to make us wind up like that fella over there, and I'll point to the one with its throat like eaten out.
Are you okay though? It seems like you took some nasty blows.
While I would much appreciate if we could stop and try to regain a little bit of our strength, I don't know if we have the luxury of time at the moment. I'll be all right for now.
Okay. Calamity. Are you okay?
She's trying to patch up like the wounds on her as best she can. She goes, I'll be all right. That thing was pretty vicious. And it's got something, I don't know, it's got something on it, on its claws. Really, I don't trust these things.
Yeah,
I don't want any more get close to me.
Altizer comes up from behind Calamity and helps her to her feet.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. You okay?
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah, he's fine. they are fine. He gets some goo off of the staff.
Zagran will go up and just be, Altizer, do you mind removing these teeth from between the links here? I can't quite get a good grip on it.
Ding, 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 ding. That was pulling them out. And they're like this because they're shark teeth, right? Nasty.
All right, let's try to stick to the alleyways and whatever cover we can find, but I think we should get moving.
Yeah.
And
All
we'll
right.
make our way towards the Citadel.
Okay, so as you're walking towards the Citadel, you hear this deep bellow ring out in the distance, right? Sounds like, just from the volume, it's got to be one of the really big ones making that noise. You start to see the Citadel proper, right? There are the walls, right? They were clearly like magnificent walls once that have seen better days, right? It's white stone, and you can see there are metal patterns and paints on the white walls that have created some sort of mystical looking inlays on the wall. But part of it has collapsed. There were 6 large towers on that outer wall, all set up to give you a spot to watch for people coming in, right, and attack folks coming towards the Citadel itself. But two of those towers have collapsed. One out towards the city, one internal towards the Citadel itself. The keep, however, looks like it is in largely pristine state, where you can see it between the walls. And
Pristine, you say?
What you can see.
Okay, so not like ravaged by time, even.
No, and in fact, the walls where they aren't crumbled look absolutely immaculate. Now, to be clear, you are inside of an ice cave, and so there isn't a lot of like rain and stuff that you're going to deal with, right? So limited erosion no matter what. Speaking of which, it's cold, right? It's cold everywhere throughout in here. It's cold everywhere throughout in here, and there's a low level of dim light almost everywhere you go. Although when you're in the alleys, it does get to be proper dark.
Excellent. That's good to know. Altizer doesn't know this area.
Not particularly.
Okay. So he's just going to be walking, taking the lead, I guess. Looking around, scanning.
Okay. So y'all are continuing to head up towards the citadel. So there looks to be like a gate, like a proper gate with a full barbican and all that stuff. And then there's a section of collapsed wall like right near it. So from here, you get to a spot where you can look out and see a little bit more of it. So there's an open clearing around the citadel itself. around the citadel itself. There's a section where that tower has collapsed, where a big chunk of wall is basically gone through, right? And a pathway has been created over this over this knockdown section of wall near the main barbican. You can get up, or you go get up and get yourself a little bit of a higher vantage, Altizer, to look in, and you can see below there's a courtyard, right? There's some significant rubble in it. There does look to be a bunch of rubble kind of stacked up to make like a pen, and you see probably upwards of 24 humanoids inside that pen area, looking much like the refugees. In the courtyard, you can see 8 of those frog demons sitting around. The one that bellowed, right, has bellowed a few more times as it issues a challenge to another one, and two of them look like they're locked in some kind of combat.
All right. You said that there is a makeshift pen made out of stone, just like piled up stone, with humanoid refugees in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this bellowing frog demon guy is
In the
he's
courtyard.
issuing a challenge. In the courtyard, issuing a challenge.
It looks like he's fighting with another one.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see how this plays out. I mean, if one less of them, it's pretty good, right? I don't know how to relay this information to the rest of my gang because of the language barrier.
Yantha's up there with you as you're there.
And I look at Yantha, I'm like, maybe I should make a distraction.
She goes and takes off and lands up on the citadel wall and starts looking down.
Any way into the citadel that I could see from here?
Joe, it looks like it does look as you're actually rolling a perception check. Give me that one.
Uh, 14.
14. So you're looking around. You don't see a way in, but as you are looking around, it looks like there's a group of frog demons coming up, and they've got they're hauling and dragging four humanoid figures. Each one seems to have a person with them. All of them either dead or unconscious, being dragged. Like some literally being dragged along the ground by a foot, some held over shoulders. And they are beginning to move up to that gap in the wall.
I suspect it's somewhere around there.
That gap in the wall is definitely like a trail. Like it's rough, but you could go up and over. It looks like that's what they've done. It looks like they've stacked up, enough debris to make it relatively stable to walk across.
Okay. Altizer's going to get into a position fairly far away. Like, I want to be away from the crew, the gang. My intent is to make a diversion. So if I need to shadow step to the other side of the wall, I want to do that clearly far away, up on the wall. And he's going to take out the pan flute. And he's going to sit there, kind of crouched over, and then he's just going to start playing it through his like little bellow here.
So your goal, just so I understand it, your goal is to use the flute to play a sound to distract the creatures inside the courtyard, or the creatures coming up?
Inside the courtyard.
Okay.
I want them all to look over here. And so I'm going to try and play something. Any melody that comes to mind. If you want a performance check,
I'm okay.
I'd be glad to give it to you.
I'm okay. Yeah, so you start playing the flute. Kit and Zagrin. Calamity like closes her eyes for a second, moves back up, and goes, okay, we've got more of those things inside the courtyard, and then we've got 4 coming up right now. They look like they've got some people with them.
People?
People like refugees or something. They don't look like they're doing great.
Well, we struggled enough with 3 of them. I don't know if we'll be able to take on an organized group of them. I suppose we need to try to lay low and see if we can learn more without trying to just engage them.
Perhaps we could wait until, I don't know, maybe some will go away and bed down for the night, or we could sneak them out.
Yes, I guess just keep your eyes alert and we'll wait for Altizer to return. Don't want to leave our spot without him being able to find us.
All right. Altizer, from where you're at, are you able to look down into the courtyard?
Yes.
Like, are you visible?
Totally visible. The point is, I want them all to kind of look up.
Yeah, you got their attention. Like, they look up. The 2 that are fighting are continuing to fight, but the others look up, and a group of them, 3 of them begin climbing the stairs up to the wall. So there's like little stairs you can take up to the battlements, and they're heading up. And your way.
All right. The closer they get, the further I move away.
Okay.
If they get closer, I just get a little bit further in, still playing.
All right, so you're trying to lead them on like a merry chase.
That's it.
Okay.
And then I'll do what I can to just come back.
Okay, so as you're doing that, Kit and Zagrin, where are we set up? Right? Are we going to be like watching this gap in the wall? Are we going to be getting near the big barbican for the gate? What are we thinking?
I think the gap in the wall seems most promising, or at least keep our eyes on that, since that seems to be a main entrance exit. So maybe heading towards that direction, but not just like walking up the path, but kind of keeping an eye on it and creeping up that way.
Okay. So you're at the point where you can view the gap in the wall, and those 4 creatures with their captives begin getting closer to the wall. And as you're looking out, roll me a perception check. Somebody, anybody. No, actually, only Josh or Paula.
Okay. That perception
Okay, now the music is too loud.
Perception.
What's going on?
is 15.
One sec. Okay, 15. So, Kit, you see something. You see something neat. A section of the wall kind of goes a bit like wobbly for a second near the base, kind of near that Barbican gate, and you see a figure. You see a figure like come out from that kind of wobbly, like almost like the wall. That part of the wall is like a pool of water, and it's getting waves through it. And as the ripples come through, you see first one, then another figure start to come out. These are humans, right? They are wearing armor. They're getting weapons, and they're getting really low into positions, into bits of rubble near that rubble area where those frog demons are coming up to. And you see now 6 of them have come out, and they're getting into position. It looks like they're getting ready to ambush these frog demons.
Allies, potentially. Okay, I will point this out to Zagrin and Calamity.
The frog creatures are walking up, right? And as they're doing it, you can tell they seem like they're in a pretty shitty mood. They seem like they're in a pretty shitty mood, and they're snipping at each other. Some quite literally, like biting at the other ones as they get too close to one another. All of them carrying prisoners. Do you want to try and hop in on this little ambush that's going on here?
Yeah, I think we kind of watch them to time their attack and see if we can coordinate.
All right, let's get a stealth check from anybody who's going to go out and get close.
Zagrin is gonna hang back. He's not particularly stealthy, and he's not particularly healthy, so he's gonna just hide a little bit, just keep an eye on things, but not get close.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 28 for Kit. And I guess Calamity, I want her to stay back a good amount, but I want her to be in range. Let's see her attack range. What's the range on this?
It's like 60 feet or 120 feet, so it's pretty good.
Okay. I want her to stay pretty far back. So yeah, does she still need to make a...
No, that'll be good.
I just want her to be within range, but no, not getting like too close.
Okay, great. Great. And so with that, can I get initiative from everybody?
$18.
11.
9.
There we go.
That's
Balance
an
is
initiative,
restored.
All is right with the world.
Balance is restored. Gosh, that's shitty initiative again. Okay. So, things are right in the universe, and there is an ambush, right? So as you're watching these figures that have kind of crawled out, spring their ambush. Spring their ambush as those figures, right, that have come out. They pop up. One of them takes this very like heavy looking crossbow and shoots out. Fires a crossbow at one of the creatures. Fires a crossbow at one of the creatures and hits him solidly. And then a bunch more join it. All right, and they start pounding away. Altizer, you're still up on the roof doing your distraction, and so we're gonna go ahead and roll me a perception. We'll see how many rounds it's gonna take you to figure out that there's a fight going on.
That's a nat 20.
Okay. All right. So next
24.
round, you'll be aware that there's a fight going on.
All right, and to be fair, when these folks that are coming after me get anywhere near me, I'm just gonna shadow step to another location.
Yeah, no, I get it. You're leading them around. You're leading them around, right? As they're chasing you and getting pissed off, and you're just disappearing again and again and again.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, Kit, you're up.
Okay, so I'm within range and hidden, correct?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. I will. So there's 4?
There's 4 of these things, all pretty big. One of them, a lot of them are kind of purple, red, orange. One of them has like a deep greenish hue, and he's got like a bone necklace and is carrying a staff. This is the most clothed creature you've seen so far. He's dragging a body by the foot.
So the big guy.
They're all pretty big.
Well, the guy with the staff.
Okay.
He's the only one with the staff, right?
Yeah, it's true. He is the only one with staff.
Okay. I will go for that guy. I'll throw my dagger. That's a 28 to hit.
28 hits.
And let me get these dice rolled. Oh, it's kind of good, kind of bad. 12 plus 12, 24, 29 points of damage.
29 points of damage. Yeah.
I'm aiming for this guy's, we'll say, right for his face.
Oh, okay. Your dagger cuts him across his face. And yeah, he's hurt, and that was a good hit. However,
Okay.
this guy is clearly pretty tough because he doesn't look bloody or anything.
Okay, and I'm gonna bonus action hide, and so that guy's you said he's dragging somebody by the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Can I well, let me start again. Can I telekinetic shove, like, can I have Chalea telekinetic shove the person that's being held, like, to try to, like,
try and get the drop.
dislodge?
No problem.
Yeah, I want to get them, like, out of the way.
You can try, however. So Chalea tries to pull away. The thing's got a solid grip on her, or on them. So they are still being held.
Okay, and Calamity. So that's Kit. She's hidden again. Kit's also, like, just looking out to, like, kind of. She wants to like locate and, like, check on the status of all the prisoners, like, just clock where they are and, like, how they're looking.
Yeah, so there's four of these creatures, and each one is carrying a prisoner. All of them look unconscious from what you can see, or dead, right? All of them look unconscious or dead. In fact, the one that's being dragged, especially as Calamity gives as Chalea gives a pull, right? Not looking great. There's definitely some cave-in spots where there ought not to be on this person. But the other 3, as far as you can tell, look alive but unconscious.
Okay. All right, so Calamity she's gonna go after Bone Necklace Staff guy as well. She's gonna use yeah, she'll use Twinned Bolts again.
Okay.
And I think this is the 3rd time she's used it, I think, so she's gonna do this the last time. She's gonna do that. Did it
Both
go twice?
miss.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Ugh, what a waste. Okay, she's gonna try to hide as well, staying pretty far back from the group.
Okay, great. Zagrin, you're up.
Zagrin, yeah, similarly is kind of like behind some wall or rubble or something, and I want to. Eldritch Blast has a range of 120 feet, so I want to be back like kind of as far as I can. But I want to pop out of cover and throw some laser beams in their direction. 1, 2, 3. So a nat 20, dirty 20, and a 29.
Whoa!
Yeah, those all hit.
Okay.
And this is at staff guy. And so that's going to be a total of 20, 35 force damage.
Yeah. They look bloodied.
And then quickly, just like seeing the wreckage he caused, like, oop, I might have pissed him off, and I'm going to pop back behind cover.
Okay, nice. Nice. Okay. So they were all seemingly caught fairly flat-footed and are unable to respond. Unable to respond. One of the others, they're wearing this. They're wearing what looks like fairly light armor. They leap up and they begin closing with the ones on the other side. So 2 on their side, 2 on your side. Y'all kind of have them sandwiched in. He runs up to the closest of the 2 on their side, or they run up to the closest of the 2 on their side. And as they close in, they seem to like light on fire as they're carrying this large 2-handed sword, and they've got this armor themselves, and all of it seems to just get wreathed in flames as they run up and start attacking. Pew pew. Yeah, and they start attacking, and yeah, they hit the one that got hit with that barrage of bolts, and seem to do a fair bit of damage. The other one goes and closes with the other one that's on their side. Something similar. This one, however, is not lighting on fire as they move. This one is not lighting on fire as they move. Pew, pew, pew. Yep.
These are the ambush folks that are lighting on fire?
Yes. Well, one of them lit on fire, but like it didn't look as unpleasant as it sounds.
Like in a good way.
Yeah.
They're on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or wreathed in flame.
Wreathed in flame. Yeah.
All right. So top of the round here. Top of the round. It looks like you guys got the drop on these frog demons that were coming up with their prisoners, and you've been hitting them hard, right? You along with these ambushers, and the ambushers. The ambush has gone off well, but these creatures are still, they're very, very tough. They're very tough. However, they don't look like they're in a great mood as those archers in the back start firing again. One of the frog demons, right, was just being absolutely targeted by this group of archers in the back, and they managed to take it down as they fire away at it. The one that was engaged with the flame sword.
Nice.
Altizer, you can now hear sounds of combat outside the wall, and in fact, you you look over, and some of those creatures that are chasing you are like looking over the wall down at whatever is happening below.
Okay. Let me see.
And there's 3 of them up there along the wall.
3 of them. For me to... Can anyone shove anyone else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And how high up are we?
The walls are 80 feet high.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
At their full height, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to run out of the shadows and try and like shoulder check one of them into the off the edge of the wall.
Yeah, so one of them's looking there off the edge of the wall. One of them's looking off the edge of the wall. So I'll let you do it, and I'll let them roll with disadvantage.
Okay, what do I gotta roll? Is it
You have to make a strength or athletics check.
athletics?
You have to beat an 18.
All right. I rolled an 18 plus 8.
All right, so they're looking over the wall. They're looking over the wall at whatever, and you just appear beside them, and you just get a shoulder under their leg, and they go tumbling off the edge. Down
Excellent.
below.
Can I do it again with my second attack?
Sure, there's
a
another
second
one off the other side, but he's looking much more prepared. But go ahead.
That's fine. 19.
Not quite good enough. You shove him, but he holds on, and he's still very much in the fight.
All right, I bolt.
Okay, you're just gonna run away again. All right, awesome.
Yeah. These guys
Everyone
have
else,
a problem.
as you're watching, a figure like some distance away goes tumbling off the wall, and crashes down into the rubble below. Goes crashing down into the rubble below. All right. All right, one of them, the one that's, all right, so one of them begins attacking the, that figure next to him, not the on fire knight, but the other one, and doesn't have a ton of luck with it, but gets him one good one. Gets him one good one. The other that's not engaged, grabs their prisoner, and begins just running as fast as they can towards that gap in the wall. Right, like they are just moving. The one Zagrin and Kit that y'all were all shooting at, the guy with the staff. Kit, you see him turn back towards your group, right, where Calamity and Zagrin are, and he begins doing something, right, creating some magical symbols in the air, and suddenly there is a explosion over near where Zagrin and Calamity are, and you all get hit with a fireball.
Gross. Deck save.
Yes, please.
15.
Okay, Kit, can you get me Calamity?
Oh my goodness. Oh, a natural 20.
All right, you both make it. So you're going to take half of 20, and I think Calamity's resistant to fire damage, so she takes half of that.
Cool.
And it's also going to start moving to the wall. However, it drops its person that it's dragging. All right. That's them. Kit.
Okay. I am gonna attack the bone necklace guy.
Nice.
That's a 21 to hit.
21 hits. Yeah.
Okay. And then, I counted these, but I don't remember. 18, 20, 34 points of damage.
Okay. It's
I'm aiming
looking,
for
it's
his
looking
face
really
again.
bad.
Okay. All right, I will like look at Chile again, be like, get that guy, and bonus action telekinetic shove. I'm gonna try to knock this guy down. Actually, I'm not gonna try to get the person out of their grip.
They've
anymore.
already
I'm
dropped
just
them, so no big
Oh,
deal.
okay. Yeah, I'm trying to knock this guy down, or person. This
Yeah, so as they're
demon.
stepping back to cast their spell, or they finish casting it, Chile is right there, and she gets under a knee, and it falls over backwards.
She's good at this. Okay.
She hung out with giants. She knows how to trip up big things.
So Kit's gonna bonus action hide. Her second bonus action to hide, and Calamity is going to I don't know why her sheet is not coming up. Okay, there it is. She's gonna use this Blazing Inferno to try to get a 15 foot diameter within 120 feet of her. Yeah. And if she wants to try to get as many of the baddies as possible without getting
So they're very intermingled with their captives, right? So you're gonna have trouble using that without getting a captive or two.
Can I get just the bone necklace guy?
Yes.
Okay. I want to do that. That guy seems dangerous.
Dangerous. Let's get dangerous.
So yeah, 18 damage on that.
And he has to make a dex save.
Dex save 15.
All right, he manages to avoid the worst of it.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, Calamity's gonna try to just move behind something.
All right. All right. So the other two are gonna start slashing. So Captain Bernie and the other one.
Camden Bernie.
Yeah, Captain Bernie and the other one. What's their names? All right. They start focusing in on the other frog demon and just chop him to pieces as they sit there and carve him up between the two of them. Right, like they've got him flanked and yeah, just kind of chop him down. Cool. That's them. So top of the round here. It looks like you guys have been part of an ambush. Someone from within the Citadel has come up to attack these frog demons as they're trying to return with their captives. Altizer has been leading the ones inside the gate on a bit of a merry chase, and they haven't managed to get too organized. And managed to shove one of them right off the wall. Of those frog demons that are left, one has turned tail and run. The only other remaining one is looking much worse for wear. And we return to the top of the round with our archers, who are going to start shooting again.
And they're using heavy crossbow?
They're using big
Nice.
heavy crossbows. However, they don't have a ton of luck shooting at staff guy, and only one manages to land a hit. Altizer, you're up. You can see down in the courtyard. That there's a little bit more like the two that were fighting have kind of stopped and are looking around, and the remaining ones in the courtyard are starting to look over towards the gap in the wall.
Okay, and there's 2 still up on the wall with me.
2 still up on the wall with you.
They're
heading your way.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get another one off
Okay.
the wall. What would I need to do other than
Athletics.
just roll athletics? All right. Ooh, baby. 26.
Yeah, you kind of like phase in, and as he's in the middle of running and hip check him out, and in spite of how big this guy is, he goes right off the wall in mid stride. There's a little bit of collapsed crenulation there, and he goes down. So he goes falling inside the courtyard, and there is a nice crunch as he hits the ground.
Nice. And there's one more.
One more.
Are we looking at each other?
Oh yeah.
All right. He's gonna be going over if I can try, if I can help it. Come on, baby. Yes, 17 plus 8.
Shit. You trip him up with your staff, and he starts wobbling, and he knocks, and he's sitting there holding on to the crenulation now on the outside of the wall with one claw. So he's still there and holding on, but he's only got one claw on.
Okay.
You make an attack roll at him, you can knock him off. Just whack his fingers.
Does this count as 2 attacks though? The 2 pushes?
Sure, why not? Yes, so you use an attack for each shove.
Yeah, so I don't have any more attacks.
Oh, okay, well, next round.
Yeah, I keep walking. I walk past him, kind of leaving him there like.
All right, so the next guy. So the one that was sprinting towards the entrance keeps doing so, and he makes it up onto the walkway, and he's now at that gap in the wall. He's now at the gap in the wall with his captive. The big green one begins casting another spell. And disappears. And disappears. You see the guards that are there. Or these figures. They look at you all, and they shout something. They shout something in a language you do not understand, and the one that's on fire starts pointing at some of the people that are further back and pointing at the those bodies that are there, right? And they run out and begin grabbing them and dragging them back towards wherever they were. What do y'all want to do? We're going to drop out of initiative order here.
Oh, then I swiped a guy's claw.
Sure.
And then kind of not Misty Step, Shadow Step over to the folks in the courtyard.
So, you mean outside the wall, not in the courtyard?
No, yes, outside the wall.
Now, the thing about this
crew.
is it's over 80 feet down from the top of the wall, so you can't just shadow step down there.
Can I jump and shadow step to the ground when I'm about 60 feet above the ground?
I'm not going to allow that. No, I'm sorry.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, well, I'll get as close as I can.
And you have a slow fall as a monk, right?
I do. I do. Yeah. Yeah, I'll leap off anyway. A la monk style. I can even
All
be
right.
grabbing the wall.
Nice. All right. It's 29 points of fall damage available to you, so let me know what you do and don't take.
Okay, yeah, and I believe for slow fall,
You reduce falling damage by 5 times your monk level.
Yeah, reduce
So you're fine,
any
'cause
fall
you don't take
damage
any
you take
damage.
by 50. Yeah. Yeah. Land a la superhero pose.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, folks. So, so you clear out this group seems to be cleared out, right? And those people are there, and they're gathering up the bodies, or the people that they recouped, and they're starting to pull them back. The one of them, the two that kind of ran out and started fighting. So the one is still kind of on fire, and but it doesn't look like they're burning. And the other one are there, like looking at you all. Again, the one that's on fire yells something at you in a language that's unclear and makes a motion indicating for y'all to get over to where they are.
Head over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Altizer joins.
Altizer, as you get closer, you can understand them. You can understand them perfectly. They've been saying a couple things, but who the hell are you has come out at least once, right? At least once, and hurry the hell up has been the other one before it gets here. And as you get closer, Altizer, they look over at you, look back, and then like they do a double take. What? How are you here?
Are you all right?
I
was woken up. We're friends.
Okay. Get your people to follow us now. It's coming.
Will do.
We'll be here any minute now.
He looks at everyone. He's like, come on.
Yes.
All right. So you follow them in, and they take you past. Whatever illusion there was, and you find yourself entering the wall through a postern gate, right? A small sally port within the wall, and you're in little, like, very thin stone tunnelways for a while as the group of you all move further into the keep. Dun, 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 dun. Give me just a sec. All right. So it's significantly warmer in here than it was outside. It's significantly warmer in here than it was outside. So warm, I got to take my sweater off, in fact. And yeah, you find yourself in kind of what looks to be almost like barrack style building, right? Like it's kind of a relatively small, very no frills area, and this group takes you to a spot like a kind of like a meeting room sort of deal, or like a gathering room, right? It's not too big across, probably 20 by 10, so fairly long. There's some benches and things. And the group puts those survivors down, right? And they look through. One of them definitely was dead. Kit, the one that you thought was dead, is definitely dead. But the others, they look alive, and they get them onto stretchers, and folks drag them away. As you come in, the one that was on fire stops burning along the way in,
And it got significantly cooler in there now?
No, it's still relatively warm in here. Still relatively warm in here, and it doesn't smell great, right? Doesn't smell great. It smells like a bunch of sweaty people, and they look over at you and they go, what's wrong with your friends? They don't understand us, or with your companions. They don't seem to understand us.
No, they don't speak our language. But I assure you, they're friends.
Okay. So I look at you, they're like, all right. So this looks to be, now that you're gonna see them, they take their helmet off. Looks to be a human man, right? Like some pretty good beard, a good bit of gray in there, a good bit of gray on the temples. They have the most like military person look of anyone you've seen since you've been here, right? Like they stand up really straight, like they're clearly an athletic build, and there's some scars on his face. Sorry.
There were others. There were other survivors in the courtyard.
Yeah, I know. They've been the slot have been using them as food.
Are we not going to save them? Are we not going to save them?
Yeah, I'd love to, but every time we engage them in any force, that one bastard Azroom comes out and beats us back.
Azroom?
One of these creatures, these Slod, he is truly powerful. We haven't been able to hurt him. Every time he joins the fight, we're pushed back.
My cohorts are powerful.
Kid's gonna like step forward and like look at Altizer.
This is Kit.
What's going on?
As you're starting to talk amongst yourselves a little bit, a new person enters the room. They're significantly smaller, than the others, right? Probably like 5'2", 5'3", and they're wearing armor, but everything they're wearing seems to be made of bone, like including their helmet and the rest of their gear. Everything they're wearing seems to be made of bone. They've even got like a small bone shield on their arm, and as they walk in and they hear y'all beginning to talk, and they make kind of a puzzled look on their face. But sorry, y'all go ahead and continue.
I basically introduce Zagran, Kit, and Calamity to militant flame guy.
Yeah.
What is your name?
I am the commander of what's left of this garrison. I am First Blade Aldemar.
Aldemar. He looks at everyone. Aldemar.
These are my companions. He indicates the other figure who hasn't taken off their armor at all. So they're wearing some kind of full plate armor, right? Like a helmet that shields their face entirely. And they go, "This is Lightbringer Uthma Gadral, and we have Ilya Aldasht, the Bone Adept, on loan from the Citadel of Despair."
something has happened here. I am not terribly certain what it is, but you were all in some sort of stasis, which ended recently.
What
There are others.
what awoke you?
My companions.
I see. I had heard about your kind, but I have never met one.
Same.
I see. And how do you know these outsiders?
I believe it's complicated. Extremely complicated. They seem to believe I'm one of their fallen comrades. Ended up in this form.
I see. And were they here when the city was attacked as well?
I don't think so. We might be further into the future than you might comprehend. How much so, I don't know.
Well, then, what language do they speak? And he looks over at Kit and Zagrin and goes, "Do you understand me? Can you understand me?" And it's just gibberish to you guys.
Hello, Zagrin. Yes, like he said, friend, and like holds up peace. Thank you, grateful, and just tries to like say words and see if any reaction. And lots of gestures. I'd like to charades as much as I can to say like friend, peace, thank you.
Mike, if you're talking to us, we're not hearing you.
I'm just saying goodbye to my lovely girlfriend.
Oh, bye, Holly. All right, getting back to it. Sorry, folks. This is serious business. This is serious imagination games. Staying on target. Okay, so you start doing this. That smaller one, right? The one with all the bone armor. Lets out a sigh and begins drawing something on the wall. As y'all are talking.
They won't understand you. They speak a language I've never heard before.
The first blade, they look at you, they go, "Oh, very well. I can't be too picky about what help we can get, so even if they're outsiders, we can use them for now." What do you know? Where have you come from? We woke 3 days ago and have been trying to gather what survivors we can here in this portion of the keep. We barricaded it off from the rest. These as we awoke after the attack, we saw that the citadel was occupied by these creatures. Those of us that survived and weren't immediately taken by them banded together here. I don't know if there are others inside the citadel. We have been doing what we can to destroy and defeat the Slod, but Azarim, he is far too powerful. Something has been protecting him. We can't hurt him.
There are others. There are others who are aiding you, known as the Keepers of the Dream. They are on the outside of the Citadel, gathering survivors as well.
I've seen
We need
some outsiders among those the creatures have grabbed.
we need to vanquish this leader of the Slod somehow. We need to
Indeed.
escape the Citadel.
Indeed. Well, I'd say top priority then is to figure out how to defeat Azurim. We have.
I wish I could communicate this with my party, but
Give Ilya a moment. She is preparing something.
excellent.
With that, Ilya finishes whatever she's doing, and there's a noise, and a light washes over everybody in the room, and you find suddenly you can all understand each other.
Me. You can hear me.
Yes. Hello. Can you all understand me?
The person who was casting the spell looks over and goes, "Outsiders, what has brought you here?"
We came seeking our companion here, and with gestures towards Altizer. And during this time, we came into contact with the Keepers of the Dream and recognized that they were saving refugees. We decided to aid them in exchange for a safe passage out of these caverns.
You were seeking the Godslayer?
Zagan, thinks for a second. We were seeking Altizer here. Specifically, I'm trying to allude that I'm not going to try to allude that we had anything to do with Catcher or anything like that. I'm trying to make it sound like we were just here for our friend.
I see. None of you were in the city during the cataclysm. The attack.
No, we came from a demi-plane that a wizard ally of ours occupies, and I received a vision that our fallen companion was located somewhere here, and the wizard managed to transport us here from his demi-plane.
She looks at you all. She looks over at the soldier dude, right? She goes, "First Blade, I defer to you." And then he nods. And he looks at you all. He goes, "Now, I tell you this. We appreciate your aid in that battle. And we would seek to free the rest of those taken by the Slod. You know these demons, these creatures?"
We've only recently encountered them as we've gotten closer towards the Citadel here. We've slain a few, and kind of looks at himself. They've gotten a few hits on us as well, but we've been able to hold our own against them.
I see. I'll have someone check if you're infected. But
Infected.
for now,
Is that... What nature are these creatures? What do you know of them?
they are beings. They are beings of chaos and disorder. They have... How they came here, I do not know. Before the cataclysm, the Citadel was pristine. But we were attacked by the gods. And then the defensive measures kicked in, and everything from then till now is gone, missing. The city has a defense mechanism it can use to protect some of us in the event of a disaster, and it looks like it was used in this case. However long the field has been active, things have changed within the city, as far as we can tell.
To say the least, we have done some exploring throughout what is now the ruins of the city, in trying to retrieve our companion. And I can say that just from what I can tell, it's archaic, legendary almost, of what your city is known in modern times. From what I understand, some organizations don't even believe that this exists, and others believe that it contains many relics. But you've been sealed here for millennia, perhaps.
See your words hit him, and some of the others look around at each other. And he goes, "I'd ask for now that we focus on the immediate situation. I would not have my legionaries distracted, thinking of what time has been lost. But we will speak more on this subject later. Agreed?"
Understood. And yes, I do think that we need to act quickly. There seems to be many threats, to say the least. However, I would ask for a chance for us to tend to our wounds while we have just a moment of reprieve, and perhaps just get our strength back before we launch another attack, if that is the plan.
Of course. I will send for a healer. And he nods at somebody, and they run off. They've now taken the other bodies away. And he goes, "I must attend to other matters. Ilya, Lightbringer, stay with them. You will be able to speak to us as long as you are near Ilya."
Very much appreciated, and I'm glad that we found some like-minded individuals amongst the chaos.
Indeed, we have much to do. And with that, he walks out. And so you're left. People are coming and going, but the two people that stay are that person referred to as the Lightbringer, the person in full armor who hasn't done any talking at all, and the smaller person wearing the bone armor, Ilya.
Kit, Zagrin, something gives the leader of these Slad great power and needs to be stopped.
Ilya
How do
looks
we do
at
it?
you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
How do we stop them?
Ilya looks over at you, and she goes, the creature that leads this pack of beasts has found a way to connect with something inside the Citadel. I can't tell you exactly what it is, as I don't understand the Citadel's defenses well enough. But as long as it is within the Citadel, it cannot be harmed. We have heard the others refer to it as Azarim, the Undying. They fear it tremendously.
So the source of its power lies somewhere inside the Citadel.
I believe so, yes. The main keep anchored the defensive spells on the Citadel. I would suspect that whatever is protecting it is there.
What say you, friends?
Let's put together a little raiding party. Go check it out.
Agreed. I think if that's where the vulnerability is, that we'll need all the numbers we can amass at the moment.
You speak very well, Zagrin.
It is one of my many gifts, and he just kind of like chuckles.
Can you teach me? Will you be able to teach me this?
Well, I can say from who I knew before, the soul that lives inside you, Gift of Gab was not one of his expertise, we'll say, but certainly I do believe that some instruction would be useful, and I look forward to providing the education and wisdom that you've departed on me and return the favor.
While you're waiting, everyone can take a short rest effectively. You're going to gain whatever you've lost. You can regain half your hit points or 30, whichever is more. Yeah, whichever is more. For nothing, right? Just for being there. So their medics come treat you. They also warn you that these creatures, these Slod, they have the ability to infect those they attack with a parasite, effectively, that slowly grows inside you and eats its way out. Slowly grows inside you and eats its way out. And they check that none of your wounded are infected.
Gross.
Ilya looks at you all. She goes, if you intend to enter the Citadel, we have a number of pathways in. We have one that I know can get us into the keep. But I would warn you, it goes through the heart of what the Slod now use as their spawning chamber.
We are quite adept at hiding, from my observations. You're not coming with us?
It would depend on what you need and what you choose to do, but I could follow. Let
That'd
us
be very
speak with the
beneficial.
First Blade and see what he believes we should do.
Right.
Which one have they been referring to as the Lightbringer? Is that the one that's
The
cast
person
the
that
spell?
has not been talking at all and wearing the full plate.
Zagrin will look up towards that figure and just... And you, my friend, not necessarily the emotive type, I imagine, but what service do you provide here?
They they turn towards you a little bit as you speak, and Ilya goes, as outsiders, you may not know, but you must always address the Lightbringer as such.
My sincerest apologies, Lightbringer. I am a acolyte of the light myself in my own way, and sought only to learn more about the nature of your title, and of course I would use it with all the honor and reverence that it deserves, Lightbringer.
Again, Ilya seems to speak for them. To go, as a Lightbringer, they are a champion of our people. They seek to wage war against the gods and their servants, and they dedicate their lives to that practice. Uthma is one
Well.
of 3 Lightbringers of Aor.
An honor to be in your presence, Lightbringer.
They just nod a little bit. Otherwise, don't say anything.
I'll take it. I got a reaction.
Yeah, so you're given some time. So they bring you into another room where they've got a little bit more set up, including a map of the Citadel, right? A map of the Citadel. There, the first blade is there once again, and they go, all right, here's what we know of the Citadel. This area, and he looks at the courtyard. He goes, here we have the holding pens. That's where they keep those who either have yet to be infected or will be used as food for the activities in the spawning chamber. Here we have what was the Great Hall. Sorry, give me just a sec. Here we have what was the Great Hall, which now serves as the central spawning chamber for these beings, these Slod. Here, this section is what we control. We've barricaded entrances here, here, and here, and he points at the map. But we still have some tunnels and pathways out into the Citadel proper. And as you've seen, we were able to leave and get to the city should we need to. So far, we found nothing but devastation near the Citadel, but haven't ventured far. The city has become truly dangerous in the time since the attack, since the cataclysm. That's what they're going to call it, the cataclysm. We have our issue, our main problem for clearing the Citadel has been Azarim. The Slod here fear and follow him. And he has been impossible to hurt. It's been impossible to hurt, no matter what magics or other things we bring to bear. We were able to collapse a section of building onto him, and he continued to move. Something is powering his invincibility, and we need to know what it is and figure out how to disrupt it.
Is this nature of magic familiar to your people? Was it something used in your time?
Well, I'm not sure I understand. I suspect that this being has found a way to corrupt or use some part of the Citadel's defenses against us, but I do not know what. I can tell you that
Understood.
here, and he points at a section inside the keep in the upper level. It would be an area that overlooked the courtyard. Here is where we controlled the defensive network for the Citadel. I suspect if he is using something from it, it would be in here. We haven't been able to get to it since. There is an armory here. He points to another area off the map, not far from the Citadel. I have sent a patrol to try and raid the armory and recover more weapons for us that we can use against the invaders. Yeah, and the areas around the audience chamber, that the Slod use the Citadel or the keep on and off as their resting place.
So it seems very clear what we got to do. We got to go to where the control room is, find the source of this kind of power. I think I'm pretty confident we could do that.
A quick reminder, do y'all remember what you were given before you headed out on this mission, beyond the bag of heads?
Was it like a shard or something like that?
It was, yeah. It was. So give me just one
I
sec.
totally forgot about the shard.
Me too. I forgot
I-
about it until you mentioned it. Now it's
I figured I'd
sort of
remind
ringing
you.
a bell. Yes.
Okay, so what you got here... sorry. What you got here is like a... sorry, I'm trying to get the right size. Probably about 12 to 18-inch long little shard, I guess is the best way to call it. It's like diamond shaped, right? So it's relatively thin at its thickest point, right? So it's tapered back to a very sharp point on one end, a very sharp point on the other end. The center, it gets kind of wider from the center, where it's about that wide, and this thing is perfectly smooth. All the edges are perfectly sharp and perfectly even throughout, right? All the edges are perfectly even and whatever throughout. Yeah.
Zagrin will retrieve the shard from a bag and just say, "We were provided this by the Keepers of Light and instructed that it would aid us somehow. Do you have any idea of what this might be?"
The first blade, he looks at it and he goes, he looks over at Ilya, and she walks over and begins casting a spell. He goes, "Ilya will tell us. Who sent you here?"
Individuals, a tribe of wild folk that live on the surface. They call themselves the Keeper of the Dream, and we were aiding them in helping to secure the refugees that were in these ruins.
So there are the other outsiders. They are not from, or sorry, the other outsiders are from a tribe of wild folk. Where are we? Where has the city fallen?
Zagrin will explain the continent of Iselcross and kind of its general geographic features, seeing if any of that rings any bells. Mountains, and there's a lava river and, ice, and just explain that we are underground in a cavern buried in Iselcross.
I see.
And the wild folk, they live on the surface above.
I see. Much has changed. I hope that some of the consuls survived, but we must finish with what we do here before worrying about that, I suppose. Ilya goes, this is a shard of immutability. This is a fixed point in time and space. It's a fixed point in time and space. It will be very dangerous to the Slod. It will be very dangerous to the Slod. They are beings of pure chaos, and this is pure order. Touching them with it should be fatal to most.
Well then, I'm glad we encountered you, as I thought of it nothing more than a pretty trinket, but seems quite useful considering the circumstance.
I would say, if we plan to attack the Citadel, First Blade, I believe you and some of your men you should be able to launch an attack on the courtyard, which would allow a smaller group of us to sneak into the keep and potentially find whatever it is that keeps Azarim alive. They begin discussing their plan, but now's a great time for you all to weigh in if you have any thoughts.
Seems like a sound strategy, similar to the one that we employed relatively successfully just in the latest encounter. A large distraction and having a more organized strike force to take over the vulnerabilities.
The First Blade looks at you all. He goes, I would ask if, when you enter the keep, if you would look towards the armory. The patrol that I sent that way should have returned by now, but they have not. If you could rescue them, they could aid us in our assault on the courtyard, and perhaps further delay any response from the creatures to what you do inside the Citadel.
Absolutely. Securing any survivors is amongst our top priorities. And I think that to the extent that those survivors are capable and able to hold their own in combat, all the better.
Very well, then. Very well. Are you ready, or do you need more time?
Dagon starts putting on his shield and his armor back on and everything. Give us just a moment to gather our belongings, but I don't require any more time. Kind of looks to the rest.
Ready to go?
Very well. I will send Ilya and the Lightbringer with you.
Much appreciated.
Altar's is going to go over to Ilya. You said there were 3 Lightbringers here?
There are 3 in Aor, and as you're doing this, she's got a finger bone, and she's flipping it in between her fingers, just kind of popping it from one to the other as you're talking. There are 3.
Any chance they could be reached?
She looks over at the Lightbringer and looks back at you. We have yet to see sign of the others.
Do you know what I am?
I believe I do.
Could you tell me?
Perhaps we can wait on any of those discussions until after we've dealt with the current situation. You look to be one of the weapons that we created. But we will know more once we can speak to the consuls.
I see. I'm eager to find out. It has been very confusing.
Indeed. It is strange to see you active. If you are what I believe you to be, I wonder what it says about the current state of the city.
When I search my memories, all I see is combat.
Well,
But it's not just me either. So any information would be helpful.
once we've cleared out the Citadel, we will learn more about where we are, and we can speak more clearly about what has happened. But I would learn where it is that your companions found you, and under what circumstances.
I'm sure they'll be happy to tell you.
Kit's just watching Ilya. She?
She.
She? So she's totally decked out in bones, like everything?
Yeah, she's wearing clearly like she can move around really well, but there's a bunch of plates of armor on her and they're all made of bone, a bunch of overlapping bone plates. And she
Are they
carries a sword.
Are they noisy?
No, not at all.
Yeah, Kit's just gonna kind of like sidle over, and she's not gonna touch the bones, but she'll just kind of like put her finger up, and I noticed the bones, they're not making a lot of noise. How's that work?
She smiles. She goes, I am a bone adept. I have mastered the art of manipulating bone. She takes the finger bone that she's playing with, and she starts squishing it, and it squishes, and she turns it into like a long kind of pointer thing, and she goes, taps on something, and then squishes it back down to a finger bone.
Fascinating.
Can you do that to bones that are still inside people?
If need be.
Seems useful.
It is.
Just maybe stay away from my bones, though.
Well,
Come on now, Kit. You're telling me you didn't ever want to be a few inches taller? Perhaps now's the chance.
You know, I've seen you try to sneak around, Zagrin, and I think I'll stay my height.
Perhaps
it comes
an-
in handy.
Perhaps an occupational hazard in your particular line of work.
Exactly.
yeah, kid, I think she's like right around your height.
Yeah.
That's the worst comment ever in the chat, and I love it. All right. Moving forward. So it sounds like we've got a plan, right? Which is y'all are going to sneak into the Citadel while the remnants here of the legionaries launch an attack on the courtyard. Is that right?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. All right. So we begin. So they take you down to a little hatch, right? And you end up in what is like a really small tunnel, like, 1 foot to 18 inches by 1 foot to 18 inches, and it's lined with stone, but you have to literally crawl through. And you start moving into the Citadel itself. So what's our order? I think the Lightbringer is going to go first, and then it's kind of optional from there.
I can go second.
Okay.
I'll go third.
All right.
Take up the rear.
All right. And then I guess Calamity and then Ilya
I want to hang back with Ilya,
Okay.
actually.
All right. She indicates that she wants you to go first before her, as y'all are getting ready to go.
Don't know how comfortable I feel with her being behind me where I can't see her, but okay. I will.
All right. All right. Y'all begin. Y'all begin crawling through. So you're crawling through this tunnel, and it is dark. It is musty, and as you're going along, like the smell gets worse, and it starts to get like a little bit wet in there, right? Like you can feel like water dripping from the ceiling as you're going along, and this crawl is not super pleasant, right? As you continue along, ahead of you, first off, in the full dark, the Lightbringer ahead of you, Zagrin, you were second, right? No, Altizer was second.
Altizer and then me.
Altizer, as it gets full dark, you can see the Lightbringer just begins to glow a little bit as they go, providing some light inside the tunnel. And then they stop up ahead and push on something, and then they kind of crawl through and drop out, and now suddenly there is a room up ahead. They pull you through one by one, and you find yourselves in this small kind of cellar room in the main keep. And one by one, you kind of get out in there, and all the light in the room is being provided by the Lightbringer as they just seem to glow.
Fitting name. Which way to the armory from here?
They look around. So based on, and you remember a little bit on the map, right? Where you came through would be under what was the Great Hall, right? Under what was the Great Hall, which they indicated is now being used as a spawning chamber by the Slod. Under the Great Hall, so to get to the armory, you'd have to go through the Great Hall, down past a guard post, and into the armory area, right? Which is also where you have the dungeons, right? They're relatively close together. But from here, you have to go into the Great Hall, and then through. And also from the Great Hall, there is a pass through to the audience chamber, which they don't know. The survivors didn't seem to know a ton about. And there's also a stairway up to the overlook.
So stealthy. As much as we can.
Okay.
I can help us be stealthier. If we're all together. How many are there?
You
of
have
us?
two
Two
people
extra
with
people?
you, so you have 6 total.
Okay. I will cast Pass Without a Trace. And the dark mist comes off of my armor and spreads and kind of cloaks everyone.
You can get everyone? That's awesome.
I mean, I don't see anything.
Yeah, it's just an area, and
Yeah.
we're not so big that we're outside of that, whatever that radius
Yeah,
is.
so
Sweet.
should be able to.
All right. Ilya pauses, holds her edge, goes, the first blade is ready to launch an attack on our mark. I suggest we wait until we are ready to move on the overlook. But I'll
Wait.
defer to you.
Wait, how long?
Say again?
Wait for how long?
Until we're ready to move on the overlook.
Oh.
but if we need it, he can launch the attack whenever I say.
Excellent.
All right, so we're going to move through where y'all are going to head towards the armory. Is that the plan?
Yep.
All right. So, stealthily, there's a real like sharp stairway up to the Great Hall. Who's going first?
I think in this situation we want Kit towards the middle, right?
I need to be where I can get everybody in my.
Well, you have like
In
a
the
30-foot
bubbles.
radius.
Hang on. It says 30 feet, yeah. Including so
I can go first.
Pretty well anywhere. All right, so Altizer is going first. Everybody roll me a stealth check and let's get up there.
$23.
With pass without trace, 15.
oof. Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Zagrin.
Never good at stealth. And I'm not even that bad. It's just the rolls. My dice don't like me being good at stealth.
34.
All right,
So that was 23 without pass, without a trace.
so 33.
Yeah.
All right. So you get up to the door and you push it open, right? And that shadow and sound cushion around you really does a lot. As you look around, right? There's what looks to be like a pretty big, well-sized great hall, right? This is clearly like a big entry room into the citadel. There's some large doors at the end that lead out to the courtyard. The doors are currently partially open. It's hot and it's humid in here, right? There's a lot more heat than you would expect, right? Especially considering how cold it's been everywhere else. The Great Hall, however, looks like it's seen significantly better days, right? There's some pillars throughout the room. It looks like there's 3 pillars on either side that kind of make like a main hallway. And first off, let's talk about the smell, because the smell is really worth mentioning here. It fucking reeks, right? Like, it smells like animal musk and shit and decay. Like, it reeks of rotting flesh, which actually makes a fair bit of sense. As you see, there are piles of bodies in here. Near these. Like something is made using what is the material, like that kind of beehive material? What is it that insects do that they create like a like walls and stuff from this weird muck? Anyway, there's a bunch of like weird pools that have been created, right? Like filled with some kind of liquid, some kind of fairly viscous liquid, and within them you can see stuff moving under the surface. There look to be 3 relatively large pools. On the pillars, there's some sort of material like gunked up on the pillars, and you can see within that gunked up material are people that have been kind of pasted in place, right? If you've ever seen Aliens, right? The folks that are kind of like stuck into the wall, it's that kind of deal. They're held in place with this like strange organic material.
Biomembrane thing.
Say again?
Like a biomembrane.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great word for it. More than one of the figures that seems to be stuck onto the pillars has their stomach ripped open and are clearly dead. Some could still be alive. Some could still be alive. As you're looking out there, you can see moving throughout the chamber are 6 figures. 6 figures of these frog demons, which we now know to be called Slod, and among them is one that looks smaller than the others, like significantly smaller, and is covered in spikes. They're a much darker color. They're much darker than all the others, and they walk up to some of the big ones, and they call out, and as they do so, you see the bigger ones come over, and it starts yelling at them in this strange language. Above those spawning chambers, you see, or above those pools, right? There is this kind of thing dangling down above. Like, again, looks like it's made entirely of organic matter, and something is dripping off it. The nearest pool bubbles a little bit, and you see something begin to emerge from the pool. It pulls up, and you see there the end of the episode emerging from one of those spawning pools. And with that, folks, we're gonna cap off episode 66. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. We're gonna go ahead and give our inspiration to someone in the chat, because Master of Dark Play-Doh Arts was horrible, and I love it. And we'll rejoin everybody next week here on Heroes Die Show from 8:30 to 11:30 Central Time. Figure that out in your own time zone. I'm not here to babysit you. You gotta do it yourself. And really hope you've enjoyed the episode. I love playing it. I want to say thanks again to everybody for joining us. It was an absolute blast. All right. See you, folks. Bye.
Ciao, y'all.